Hello and welcome back to Ridin Steel. In today's program, we take you back to the Cabin Fever Reliever, where we continue our coverage of the upcoming charity rides for Ridin Season 2013. So get your calendar and pens on the ready, and we'll be right back after these short messages. Steve Royce here of Ridin Steel, and I'm back at Big Moose Harley-Davidson in Portland, Maine, and standing with me is Betty Reynolds. Betty Reynolds has been on an anti-bullying mission for the past couple of years, and soon she has an event coming up called Be Inspired. Why don't you tell the folks watching what this is all about, Betty?
Okay, well, it's going to be May 9th at the Portland Elks Lodge in Portland, Maine, from 5 to 9. We've got an incredible lineup of musicians coming, including Jillian Jensen from the X Factor, Jim Mayer from the Jimmy Buffett Band, along with Shannon Seelig from Maine here, and as well as the Bayo Twins, the Reynolds Twins. We've got co-CEO of Archie Comic Books coming to help us out with the new anti-bullying comic book that just came out there, and just a really good lineup of people coming. So this is a donation-only event. We're asking schools to participate by being a part of the contest, Arts and Literacy Contest, and for more information on that, you can come to call me at 415-3520, and that would be Betty Reynolds.
And of course, you can always find this information on ridinsteel.com as well. Go to our calendar and check out the calendar pages there. And as spring rolls around, the schools are asking for Bikers Against Bullying to ride into their schools and help their kids out.
We have a lot of free things that we're giving out at this event, and we're hoping, that the first 200 people will be getting, as many free things as possible. We are raising money for 3 organizations that are going into the schools and making a difference. So please join us.
Excellent. Thank you, Betty.
All right.
Kelly's Salon, located on 97 Commercial Street. Open Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 5. Saturdays, 9 to 1. Specializing in cuts, colors, and highlights.
Welcome back to Ridin Steel's Part 2 of the Cabin Fever Reliever. I'm Kristen Walton, and I am here today interviewing some people for the 2013 fundraising ride for autism. And please introduce yourselves.
I'm Bonnie Gagnier.
I'm Bill Gagnier.
And tell me a little bit about this ride. And this isn't the first year, is it?
No, it's not. Matter of fact, this is the 4th year.
Right.
So we've been doing it for a while, yes. This is the 2nd year that Ridin Steel has been involved. Because we didn't know about you before that. So it's last year they actually put it on YouTube, on your regular program. And we got the chance to see it on YouTube because we don't get cable. And it was pretty interesting. I loved it. It was good.
Did you have a lot of people from the crew that showed up, or did you have a lot of bikers that...
Oh, yeah, we had 53 bikers all total.
Oh, that's great.
It was very good.
From Ridin Steel that joined us that day. It was wonderful. It was great. I mean, everybody was so impressed with how they filmed and what they stood for. It was just unbelievable.
It is. We all are very dedicated and committed, and especially to autism, because a lot of us are affected with autism in some way, a family member or somebody we know.
Somebody every day, one way or another, autism does. It's a hard thing for families to go through, but I tell you what, if you take the time to look and listen to them, they can take you where you've never been before. They are so, so precious. Our grandson being one, we call him our hero.
Yeah.
Because he is our hero. I mean, nonverbal, but he still communicates with us.
And that's why you're doing this ride, right?
We're doing this ride, yes.
Right. And he has been on the rides, is that right? Is he usually there?
No, he's at the event after the ride,
right.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Now tell us, where is the ride going to be, and what is the date of the ride?
The ride is going to be June 23rd. It's going to be going out of Central Maine Harley-Davidson on Route 2 in Herman. They've actually wanted to start sponsoring us, which I thought was fantastic. And it's going to be going up Route 2 to Newport, and it's going to take Route 7 to Dexter, Route 23 to Guilford, then Route 16 to Dover, and then Route 15 down back into Bangor, then across over to Herman again.
Oh, great. Now, how long does that ride usually take?
It takes a couple of hours. It's 82 miles. Mm-hmm. But it's all beautiful scenery up around the lakes and stuff like that.
Oh, so it sounds wonderful.
And the roads are fantastic.
And what time, did you say what time the ride is starting?
The registration is going to start at 9 o'clock, and the ride will actually start at 10. And
Now, is there a fee? I'm sorry.
there's a $20 bike fee. Yes, there is.
Okay.
Okay. And everything after that is included.
Okay.
Yeah, you get there's Tony and Lisa Brothers are going to be doing the cooking there. There's hot dogs, hamburgers, all kinds of stuff. And there's going to have chili dogs and sodas and stuff. That's all free. And there'll be donation jars around if you want to make more donations or anything like that. But it's up to the individual.
Okay.
So, and we usually do pretty good as far as the donations go. It's a lot of fun. We have auctions, we have raffles.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun.
People like
We
that.
have a live band.
Dakota.
Band Dakota's going to be playing.
Dakota?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They offer every year, which is fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Great. This sounds really good. Well, I really hope that a lot of people attend your ride. And where can they find the information out? Do you have a website or a
It's
phone
on
number?
Ridin Steel. We haven't put it on our site yet, but we are going to. And they can call us, Bill, at 745-1589 to get information. Central Maine, Harley, they can call there to get information.
Okay.
I just want to say real quickly thank you to Clark at Central Maine Harley for coming aboard with us. It's just been phenomenal that they could step up and do this for these children and adults too. But also, once again, thanks to you guys for your support.
Great.
We wouldn't be where we are right now if it hadn't been for you folks.
Oh, that's nice to say because it really does help that we are appreciated when we do this because it really means a lot to us. So we really thank you for that. And it's been a great weekend, and a lot of us has really met a lot of people, and you've met some people on other autism rides.
Yes,
so
we have.
Yes, you'll be working together, so that's great. I want to thank both of you for being here today.
Thank you.
And thank you for what you're doing with this ride.
Hey, this is Raven. Welcome to Ridin Steel, and we're starting here at Cabin Fever Reliever, which is actually really great. It's here for the third time for me, and what a night! And with me, I got Steve Butler, and I got a lot of people right now from the riders. Let me have them introduce themselves. So here we go.
Steve Butler, President, Patriot Riders.
Trudy Butler, Secretary, Patriot Riders, Maine Chapter 1.
Janet Legier, Patriot Riders.
Bruce Knight, Patriot Riders.
Jim Legier, Patriot Riders.
See, now that wasn't that hard, I told you. They're all sweating a little bit. You're going, oh, no, we got to get up there and talk. They actually got two rides that we're going to talk about right now, and the first one is going to be basically about the first responders, and that's to do, I believe, with volunteer fire department and volunteers and helping. A lot of small towns that don't have the money, like the bigger towns, will actually have volunteers. I was one back in Gorham when I was 17 years old or 16 years old. I worked for a volunteer fire department. So I'm actually going to give the mic to Steve and let him talk about his ride, where it's going, and what it's all about. So here you go, Steve.
Thank you. And you're right. This is our first attempt at supporting a group that usually goes unnoticed. It's going to be a first responders ride. It's going to start in Sanford, Maine at a place called Hannah's Tavern. We're going to have a nice scenic ride. We might go into New Hampshire a little bit and end up back in Hannah's, but it's the money is for the volunteers of two fire departments, Acton, Maine and Shapley, Maine. These guys go all volunteer. The equipment is maintained by them on their own. They respond and have to go to be certified classes and everything, but everything is done on a volunteer basis. Very important, but go unnoticed. So this year we're going to make a first attempt at our first responders ride, and all the proceeds will go to those fire departments.
All right, and the rides are going from where to where?
We're going to start at Hannah's Tavern, which is on Route 4 in Sanford, Maine. It's going to be about a 45-minute ride, and then we're going to end up right back at Hannah's, where we'll be doing a raffle and 50-50 in the usual ride amenities to promote what we're doing and to also show support for our first responders.
Now, with all our rides, most of them are always listed on ridandsteel.com. But if they want to go to a personal website, do you have one?
Yes, we do. We have several. We have a large website name, which is Patriot Riders of America, MaineChapter1.com. We also have a Facebook page that gets hit by a lot of people, which is Facebook.com/Pramco. And then we also have our email, which is Pramco@Outlook.com. And then if you're interested in helping or interested in any of the events that we do, my cell phone number is area code 207-641-5928.
Yeah, and please come to the ride or get online. And it's a great ride. Hopefully the weather will be great. And like I said, I was a volunteer a long time ago, believe me. And there was everything from night vision that we needed to heat seekers to we were trying to figure out just everything, Scott air packs, and these smaller towns, they don't have the equipment that a lot of these bigger towns have, and they have to rely on us. And when that God forbid that call comes through, the worst thing we want to know is that they don't have the equipment they need when we need them. So thank you.
So this is Sherry, and I am sitting here with Ray Gillum.
Yes, that's correct.
And where are you from?
Poland, Maine.
And what is the name of your group?
Veterans of the Armed Forces.
And we're here to talk about the first annual Kia Memorial Ride.
That's correct. On June 22nd, we're going to start out at Big Moose, Harley-Davidson at 9:30 in the morning. We're going to have a KIA ceremony, which we're going to honor a Gold Star parent of Sean Dosty. We will have a ceremony. After the ceremony, we will proceed on a ride to Poland to our clubhouse where we will have a barbecue, we'll have a band, we'll have all kinds of entertainment, free prizes, just a great time. There is a $15 charge, but that pays for the food and that pays for everything else.
So can you tell me a little bit of what inspired this ride?
Well, we are members of the Maine Pony Express. Edit that. Maine Pony Express. And what we do is we honor KIAs, killed in actions, since 9/11. And we do a ride for these. We honor the parent because there's no other organization that honors the parents who have lost an individual due to this war on terrorism.
Well, that's interesting because that's, like you said, there's no other rides that will honor the parents. They usually honor the person that was taken from us.
Correct. That's correct. And they're not with us, and it's a shame, but we want to honor the parent because they're still here. People forget about them. We don't want to forget about them. We don't want anybody to ever forget. When we give them the flag, we ask them to fly the flag so we don't forget.
So this is more for the family.
That is correct.
Even though they're remembering their loved ones, it's also like a camaraderie and a group effort for comfort and healing.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're a band of brothers.
Now that's wonderful. So tell me about the ride. It's going to go out of Big Moose?
It's going to leave out of Big Moose, do a loop. I'm not quite sure of the exact run. We'll end up at our clubhouse in Poland.
Poland, Maine, the clubhouse. Now what's the name of your clubhouse again?
It's the Veterans of the Armed Forces. It's right on Route 121 in Poland.
And what time does the ride start?
12:30? 12:30, yeah.
Starts at 12:30, and you're going to do your loop, and then you'll go back to the clubhouse?
It'll be about an hour-long ride, yes, up to the clubhouse. It'll be a nice, enjoyable ride. We're going to take it easy and enjoy the scenery.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you guys so much for talking to me, and we look forward to joining you on your ride.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Larry Haynes. I'm here to represent the American Legion Riders of Chapter 21, Post 21 Bath. We have a poker run coming up May 19th. It's going to start right here at Washington Street, Bath, at the Cabin Restaurant. All the proceeds are going to help our Maine veterans right here in Maine. And again, hope you come join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Great ride. Thank you.
Hey, this is Raven. I'm sitting here talking with Pat Salvador and also Ray Benjamin, and they got a ride called Ride for Work. And you are watching Ridin Steel, but I'm actually, who should I ask first about? You're an executive director, so he's going to go first.
Oh, all right.
So, yeah, he gets priority.
My idea, he gets priority.
Yeah, she's got a broken wing, so I'm going to switch it over to this side. So, anyways, let me know more about your ride and.
Okay. I'm Ray Benjamin. I'm the Executive Director for Common Size Mental Health in Lewiston. And Pat recently came to me with this idea. We right now have resources at our agency where we help adults with mental illness in all areas of their life. And one of the things we've been focusing on a lot lately is trying to help them get back to work. And that's where Pat comes in as an employment specialist. We have a lot of staff who provide a lot of resources and behind-the-scenes work to help people in all areas of their life. But Pat comes in more specifically by developing relationships with employers and helping people, get back to work. She'll talk in a minute about one of the things that we keep running into. There's lots of resources to help people get to a doctor's office or to a therapist to deal with depression or bipolar disorder or anxiety. But we still run short on resources to help people actually get to work. And I'll let Pat talk a little bit about what she does to help people get back on the job.
I see that quite a bit with a lot of groups that do have great ideas as far as whether it's cancer or even veterans or whatever. And one of the biggest problems they always seem to have is rides to work or getting to work or something as simple as just the gas bill. I mean, that really is, that seems to be a common denominator between everything. So I'll let you tell me a little bit more, Pat, and explain your part.
Okay, great. Hi, my name is Pat Salvatore, and I'm an employment specialist. And I've been doing this work for about 21 years. And what I see is the biggest barrier is for people getting back to work is transportation. So take, for example, there's bus systems that aren't so great. We know the transportation system in Maine lacks. But, people that need to work on Sunday or people that need to work third shift, there's no transportation for those people to get back and forth to those jobs. So one of the things that I do among many things is to help people become independent by figuring out how to strategize and how to figure out the answers to all these questions. And one of the questions I always ask people is, why do you want to go back to work? And every answer is that they want to be contributing members of society. They want to get back, they want to be independent, they want to take care of themselves and family. So when I hear that motivates me to help them even more. So the barrier that I'm running into, again, is the transportation. I had just had two girls go to work. They're both CNAs, and it was third shift. So they had to be there at 11:30 at night. Well, buses don't run at 11:30 at night. They were able to take the bus back home in the morning when they got off shift at 7, but it took a lot of finagling and strategizing and figuring out what we could tap into to help them get to work. So they didn't, they really wanted to take this job. So that's really what the fund would be used for. It would be used for temporary bus passes for the first couple of weeks until they got their first paycheck. And one of the things that, again, I do is I provide support for about 3 months after somebody gets a job. So I can continue to work with that person on figuring out budgeting the money to help pay for their transportation needs or daycare cost or networking with other people that they work with to try to get ride shares. So there's a lot that goes behind the scenes too, but if I could give them that jump start for a couple of weeks, a taxi cab ride or a bus pass, it would just make the transition a lot smoother than what it is currently.
Well, I totally agree. Like I said, a lot of the programs that we do have, one of the worst things I do see is people seem to just always skip or overlook is the idea about how do I get to work, or how do it doesn't seem to fit in their budget, or they don't spend the time or have somebody to help them figure out whether or not it is a bus, a taxi, or. So it really sounds like a good program, and I'm really glad that somebody is finally looking at that other side. That is a big help. And if somebody wanted to get a hold of you besides through Ridin Steel, ridinsteel.com, how would they get a hold of you?
They could either call me at 650-6195, or they could also contact Common Ties, which is 795-6710, to get a little bit more information.
Now, your ride's going to start where?
It's going to hopefully start at 12 Bates Street, which is actually Common Ties. So that's in Lewiston, and we're looking to do the ride on June 29th, and we're hoping to, lift our kickstands around 11 a.m. And the route is yet to be confirmed, but we do know that we're going to end up at the Water Street Grill in Gardner, and we're hoping to land there about 3 o'clock.
Great. We do a lot of our runs right to Water Street, and what a great place that is. Great time, great bands, and everybody. And you're going to be riding, right?
Absolutely.
There you go. And are you going to get out of that broken wing thing there? There you go.
Now instead of later.
All right. Well, thank you for watching Ridin Steel, and hopefully we'll see you on this ride. And it is for a great cause once again, and that's what it's all about, riding for a cause. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. I am very excited about this interview today with my dear friend Pam Baker. How are you? I'm doing great. We have had a great time this weekend. So
Yes,
she has lost her voice, but she's going to do the best she can.
Yeah.
And how many years now, Pam, have you been doing?
5. This is going to be year 5. I thought it was this past summer, but I was wrong. This is going to be the 5th one.
Yeah. And it's become bigger and bigger every year, hasn't it?
Yeah, and truthfully, first year we had 150 bikes, and I know nothing about this kind of thing. And when Steve got the official count the first year out, he couldn't believe it. I had no gauge to go by, so to me I was like, yay, 150 bikes. He says, no, that's crazy good.
Yeah.
And then it's just been growing, and last year we had 507.
Now, Pam, tell us, when is the ride going to be this year?
It's going to be Saturday, July 13th.
Now, tell us, where does the ride start? What time does it start? Where does it go? Where does it end?
Okay, it starts, as always, because I think it's the most appropriate departure point, is the Veterans Home in Scarborough, and they love having us there. So registration will be from 8 to 10:30. 10:30 we do our pre-ride briefing and things, and then we hit the road at 11 o'clock promptly. So our drop-off point will be Arundel Ford, and then we will loop around towards the back and arrive at Bentley's right after that, fully escorted. And it's not a scenic ride. It's a short ride meant to have impact and massive visibility to raise awareness for the cause that we're riding for.
What does the money go toward exactly?
We're an all-volunteer nonprofit, so the money goes into our program, and we're a safety net for our guys when they come home injured. So they come home, they can't pay their rent, they can't work because of their issues, and the majority of my guys have the brain injury and the PTSD issues. It goes towards sustaining them until their benefits kick in, and then we get involved in that and try to facilitate that and speed that process up. So that's what it goes for. And before we even wrap up, I want to mention that the shirts that everybody's wearing, the awesome long sleeve shirts, we got those from Brady Screen Print in Biddeford. I had told Steve, I went there one day and she said, I have all these shirts we misprinted by mistake. It had the Ridin Steel logo and the Iron Tails logo, and she said, do you want them?
Nice.
So I gave them to Steve and he took them from there. So that was Brady Screen Print on Elm Street in Biddeford.
I want to thank you all for joining us here at the Cabin Fever Reliever, Part 2. Is it? Okay. Can I do that over again? Okay.
we don't want him being
I didn't know I was
bored.
wrapping it up. So, okay. I want to thank you all for joining us at the Cabin Fever Reliever Show. I hope it was very informative for you and all of these rides that we'll be having going on this year. We really hope to see a lot of you at these rides. They're very important and they mean a lot to us, and we'd like to see a lot of you out there. So thank you so much for joining Ridin Steel.
Hi, I'm here tonight with Bruce Knight. And Bruce Knight, you are representing the Nicole Purrington Benefit Ride today. Is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Tell us about the ride. Tell me when it is and where it's going to be held.
It's going to be held at June 23rd, starting at the Sanford Elks Lodge on 13 Elm Street in Sanford. Registration will start at 8:30, 9:45, kickstands up at 10 o'clock.
Okay. And that's down in the Elks area. And where are you going to go? You're going to go on to Bentley's and then Iron Tails?
Yes, we're going to go to Bentley's in Arundel, and then take all back roads over to Acton, to Iron Tails, and then we'll leave from there back to the Elks. We're going to have a barbecue, raffles, and 50-50.
Okay, and is there a registration fee? How are you working that part?
Donations only.
Donations only.
And if you don't have the money, still come and ride.
Absolutely. So you are riding for Nicole Purrington Benefit Ride. Tell me about who Nicole is and why you're trying to raise money for her.
I met her when she was 3 years old.
How old is she now?
She's 5. And I found out right after I met her that she had stage 4 neuroblastoma cancer. And at the time I was retired and I was looking for something to do, and I went into volunteer driving. And she was the second client I had, and I'd pick her up in Lebanon every morning, take her to Falmouth, back to school for death, and then pick her up in the afternoon and bring her back. And I just fell in love with her. She's just a cute little thing, and just to think that someone like that is dying to look at it.
Is her diagnosis, it's a terminal diagnosis?
terminal.
It is. So you were sharing with me a little bit off camera, and we won't go into too much detail about the family, but I thought it was quite heart-wrenching, actually, what this family's going through. They had already lost one baby at birth,
Yes.
and then another daughter had some open-heart surgery at a very young age, and then along came Nicole with her issues, and then the dad has some issues, and the mom has some health issues as well.
Yes.
Is that right? So it just keeps going and going.
It's like you have to see it to believe it. You just can't believe this can happen to one family.
Right.
It's just.
Are they able to work, the parents, at all?
No one would hire the father after he had his massive heart attack because they didn't want to insure him.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of mine was manager of John Deere, and he had an opening as a mechanic, which the father was a mechanic. And I told him the story, and he hired him, and now he's the lead mechanic there.
Oh, good. Okay, good. So, but with Nicole, you were telling me also because of her cancer, she had some chemo done, and that rendered her deaf.
Yeah,
so
she had
she's
chemo
deaf.
for 18 months, and she's not completely deaf, but she's going deaf and deaf, and she's been wearing hearing aids since she was like 2.5 years old.
And how about her vision?
Just recently, she went into Maine Children's Cancer Program for a checkup, and they did a 2.5-hour checkup, and they did her vision. And there's been a tumor behind her right eye, which has shrunk, which her right eye is starting to set back a little bit, and they notice that she's going blind, and they say that's due to the chemo that she's had, same as the hearing.
Mm-hmm. So, this family's just got it hard all the way around, and you, Bruce, were just a volunteer driver, just kind of looking a way to fill your time in, and you met them.
Yes.
So bless you for that. And
Yes.
you've been going, this is your third year doing it?
It's our third year doing it.
How much money were you able to raise last year for the family?
Last year, we rode in the pouring rain. We only had 22 bikes show up, which are die-hard bikes, and we were doing it for Nicole.
Yeah.
And we raised $1,800, which we're still very pleased with that.
Absolutely. And
that
Nicole
helped
does
out the
get right. And Nicole gets to go on the rides as well.
Yes, he does. There's a guy that has a sidecar, and
Yeah.
he volunteers
Great.
every year to put her in the sidecar.
Very nice, very nice. Well, I'm sure you've already logged into ridensteel.com and put your event in on the calendar, correct? So you can get information there. How else could someone, if they want to make a donation or get more information on the ride, what's another way?
If you just want to make a donation, they can write out a check from Coal Puritan Benefit Fund and either mail it or take it to any Sanford Institution Savings Bank.
Okay,
There's a
Sanford
fund there for
Institution
her.
Savings.
Or they can get a hold of me.
Or come on the ride.
Or come on
and
the
come
ride.
and meet Nicole as well. She's a
Yes.
sweet little
Oh,
girl.
she's a little doll.
Thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us, Bruce, and for your mission of trying to help this family. It will not go unanswered, so good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So that's all we have today, this week. That concludes our show. We welcome you back next week for more interviews from the Cabin Fever Reliever.
And I got Steve Butler back with me one more time. Steve, you got a public service announcement that you'd like to make?
We just would like to invite everybody out to the April 28th Ride for the Troops, starting in York, Maine, ending at Bentley's. All the proceeds go to our veterans here in the state of Maine. And once again, we thank you for watching Ridin' Steel.